Hello again. Welcome to Grandpa's Workshop. We read a couple of poems a few sessions ago, poems by Stephen Crane that seemed to touch some people the way I'm sure Stephen Crane meant to touch them. In other words, we got some nice feedback from the Stephen Crane series, and so guess what? We decided that we're put together another set of Stephen Crane poetry. Without any further ado, I think we'll jump right in with a poem called The Sage Lectured Brilliantly. The sage lectured brilliantly. Before him, two images. Now, this one is a devil, and this one is me. He turned away. And then a cunning pupil changed the positions. Turned the sage again. Now, this one is a devil, and this one is me. The pupils sat all grinning and rejoiced at the game. But the sage was a sage. Another poem by Stephen Crane is called I Met a Seer. And by the way, since Stephen Crane, like many poets, doesn't title his poetry, the first line serves as the title. I met a seer. He held in his hands the book of wisdom. Sir, I addressed him, let me read. Child, he began. Sir, I said, think not that I am a child, for already I know much of that which you hold. Aye, much. He smiled, and then he opened the book and held it before me. Strange that I should have grown so suddenly blind. This one is a poem entitled I Stood Upon a High Place by Stephen Crane. I stood upon a high place and saw below many devils, running, leaping, and carousing in sin. One looked up grinning and said, Comrade, brother. A man saw a ball of gold in the sky. A man saw a ball of gold in the sky. He climbed for it, and eventually he achieved it. It was clay. Now, this is the strange part. When the man went to the earth and looked again, lo, there was the ball of gold. Now, this is the strange part. It was a ball of gold. Aye, by the heavens, it was a ball of gold. This poem is entitled, A Learned Man Came to Me Once. A learned man came to me once. He said, I know the way, come. And I was overjoyed at this. Together we hastened. Soon, too soon, were we where my eyes were useless, and I knew not the ways of my feet. I clung to the hand of my friend, but at last he cried, I am lost. This is just simply The Man, poem by Stephen Crane. A man said to the universe, Sir, I exist. However, replied the universe, the fact has not created in me a sense of obligation. There was one I met upon the road, a poem by Stephen Crane. There was one I met upon the road who looked at me with kind eyes. He said, Show me your wares. And this I did. Holding forth one, he said, It is a sin. Then held I forth another. He said, It is a sin. And then I held forth another. And he said, It is a sin. And so to the end, always he said, it is a sin. And finally I cried out, "But I have none other." Then did he look at me with kinder eyes. "Poor soul," he said. Series of poems by Stephen Crane. I sure hope you enjoyed them. I enjoy reading them. Every time I hear the poems by Stephen Crane, I feel a little more enlightened. I hope you do too. Anyway, that's it from Grandpa's Shop. Come see us again. We'll be on soon. Like us if you feel in the mood, and subscribe if that's your desire.